What's up, guys? Back with another YouTube video. Heard you guys been asking for Ash, so I'm recording a few Ash games here. Um, this game in particular, we're on Ascension Peak. Ash is strong. She's pretty strong. She has 3 viable legendaries. She has Battering Ram, Fortress Breaker, and Slugshot. I don't like Fortress Breaker that much. I don't really like the shield and how she plays with it. I like being more aggressive with either Battering Ram or poking more with Slugshot. Looking at the team, they only have 1 stun and not too much stuff to really stop my charge from going off. So I'm actually going to opt into Battering Ram. They do have Furia stun, Con grab, Disengage boop. So we're just going to go ahead and go opt for a Brazil deck with Dash CD and Dash DR. Go ahead and get cauterized. We're not going to be shooting too many shields here. We're just going to look to get on their back line. Since we do have a Con, we can kind of see if we can leave them on point and just kind of go on the left-hand side of the map and see if we can get onto their back line here. There's 2 here, so I'm just going to go ahead and boop them back, get some space for myself, and start pushing with shield. They missed beam here, which is really important to note. I'm going to have to boop their con back. In case I do need to get out, you can stop my shield grab, or my dash, my bend. Cassie's weak, I'm just going to go ahead and push her here. I missed that shot, that's unlucky. Kill 1 there, keep pressuring out their back line here. Get heals from our Grover as well. Go ahead and peel out for our team. It's another beam down. Beam is an important CD to look out for, considering she's running beam legendary. It's a lot of healing. I'm just gonna shoot over the Con's head to make sure he's staying caught and can't get maximum healing out of his shout. Now we're 81%, so all we're gonna do is zone here. See if we can stop the Con from touching. Nice. I'm gonna go ahead and dash him. He's weak. Drop a shield here to make sure I don't take too much damage. Since the bear did pop a shield there, I didn't really want to peek that. I'm just gonna go ahead and start pushing with my Con. Did get a beam, which is kind of unlucky. I am close to my ult here, so I'm gonna try and play aggressive. That's a good Grover ult to save him. Now I can just keep pressuring here. I'm full HP. Just keep the bear caught as long as possible and make sure he has to back out. We have most of map control here, so we should be able to get free push. Kind of have to play their spawns now. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a shield here and see what, get a little poke off and stop him from moving up. I'm gonna dash mid and just rotate over. I have to come back over here. I don't want our judge to get pushed out by this barrack. I'm gonna help him out. I don't know if I was going to be able to hit that barrack, so I'm going to go ahead and ult here and just make a ton of space. Just keep him from getting back into spawn. Got the healer there. I'm going to go ahead and commit onto their Leon. Oh, I missed, my bad. That's actually a pretty important dash not to miss. We are losing people, so I'm going to have to back out and regroup here. Just going to dash out the high ground. It makes me go a little farther. I can get out with my team. If we had killed the barrack there and or the Leon, it would have been pretty big, but I missed the dash, so that was a big misplay on my part. Not too big of an issue though. We can go ahead and re-engage here now that our team's back up. Just gonna look for more chip damage on their DPS. Adds beam CD down, so that's most of the healing. That's shield, so I can't really do anything to that. Their Con has ult. You can kind of hear it didn't really go off. The Furia is out of position with no dash, so I'm gonna try and get onto her. Group her out. Just stay behind my shield and dash. I got the Grover ult, nice. I'm gonna go ahead and dash back out. Make sure I stay up. Come back over here and help my healer.
10, 9.
We are down and they have spawners, so we might not be able to push this in actually.
5, 4.
I'm just gonna look to build my ult here and actually get touched so I can keep this push going. Dash out to stay alive, keep my heals up. Just looking for spam getting my ult. I'm not sure that we can actually completely win this. We gotta pick on the healer, which doesn't look like we will. I'm just gonna keep this push going, see what we can get out of it. Most of our team has their ult. We don't have Con ult though, which is the big one that we want. Their Furia is 1. I'm gonna die here. I'm just gonna back off. Yep. That's okay. We didn't really cause much there. We didn't really get any push or anything, but what we did is the do is we got our ult. Our Grover ult's also back up at 85%. We had just used that like a fight ago. So that's not bad, and we're also close to our con ult again. That's a rather hard push to get in, considering they have 2 backline DPSs that can kind of sit up on that high ground. And we're starting to get our wreckers online to deal with their shields, but the barrack shield and con shield are stalling out a little bit. Not bad though. We should be able to go on the left-hand side again and pressure out the DPS. We can go a little deeper this time since we do have our ult.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Rejuve 1, as usual. I love Rejuve. It's really good with like most healers. Grover and Ying are like the best 2 to have Rejuve on, but overall it's a pretty good item. I do have to be careful of con ult here. That is beams. That's a lot of their healing and resources. I'm gonna try and boot this con down and then get up and then go on their backline. Oh no, the beam. That was insane. I missed that shot. I'm gonna pop my ult here since I am weak. Kill the Leon. Barracks on the right here, we do want to kill him. Nice. Start getting cap time, we're only 27%. I'm just gonna back up to let my healer heal me really fast and go up in zone. Con should be the only one to touch. If we can kill the healer here, which we might be able to, considering she just used her dash into the wall. Now that they don't have heals, this should be much easier to hold. Their tanks might be able to touch, but they don't have too much sustain, considering they're missing a healer. Just gonna focus switch targets here to the con. As soon as that dome shields goes down, we're gonna go ahead and pressure him out. We want to kill the Fury here, the healer first, and then start looking for their damages. We don't really care about this con. Nice. Now we can care about the con now that most of the team is dead. Just keep on going ahead. Nice. I'm gonna head back up here. Actually, I think we're good here. I didn't know my Grover was playing with me. I thought he was on cart. I'm gonna hold this house temple thing here. This is a pretty good vantage point for a lot of DPS characters. You don't really want to let their Leon or their Cassie set up here and start free-firing down on your team. So this is a pretty good vantage point to hold. It is a little better with slug shot since you have more range. Battering ram, you lose a little range in return for more survivability. Fury is crippled. I'm gonna go ahead and dash out. We got blocked, but that's okay. We should be able to live here. We have a Grover ult at the ready. And we almost have our ult. So I'm gonna look to get on that DPS here. I'm gonna go ahead and ult to keep myself up here. 600 damage on her, we should be able to kill her. She's weak in our backline, but we're not gonna worry about her. She's moving away from cart, so we're just gonna worry about killing this area and staying up. Our healer is back, so we should be able to live this. Go ahead and dash out, just because I'm weak. Gonna LOS them to keep the caught off me. Still in range of my Grover. Keep pushing here, trying to keep them caught onto as many of them as possible. Their barrack is weak. I'm just gonna try and shove him out here. I am gonna have to back up since I used my dash. Might actually die here. I think we're good. We got a lot of healing off and a lot of caught off of us, so we were allowed to get full value out of that shout and the Grover heal. I almost 50% on my ult, so I'm not quite there yet, but I'm building it. Still have 20 seconds. Just looking to spam as much as possible and maybe look at their Fury here. The spawn door being right there, it is kind of hard to kill her.
15 seconds remaining.
I'm gonna go ahead and dash at this con, see if I can boop him off. He did shout at the right time, so I'm gonna have to leave probably. Fury is one. We got Furia. It is only me and the Grover here, so it's probably not possible that we this. It's okay, no worries. We have our COT 3 now, so this should be a little easier to push in. We also have built-in wreckers, or we have our wreckers built up. Excuse me. That should help us a little with the con and the barrack sustain. Between the shout healing station and the beam, they have quite a lot of sustain. And they also have the spawn doors like right next to them, so they're allowed to like dance in between them and
Points
able to
up
just
in
heal up
15
really fast and leave a lot of damage. I think I would have been able to kill their Furia there a few times if she wasn't able to just walk into spawn or have all of her team sitting on the high ground. I got RuBBu 2 and Haven 1. They have a lot of Haven damage. That's how we're looking to mitigate some of that, so we could be a little tankier. Still want to go on the left side here. I don't have my ult right away, so I'm just gonna have to look to build that before I can do too much. Looks like they opted to give me a left side. So I'm just gonna go ahead and look for poke damage here. Just getting their Furia weak. This is a great thing about Ashe is you don't have to worry about having line of sight of them. You can kind of just play around walls and AoE them. I'm gonna look to try and get on their backline here if I can. I see their Furia just ulted. In 2 seconds I have my dash. I'm gonna look to go on her. Just gonna go ahead and ult. See if I can keep damage up on them. As soon as we kill this Furia, that's really good for us. I still have my dash to get out of dodge, which I actually have to use now. We don't have a healer, fortunately, so I'm just gonna have to back up and play safe here. Now that we're here, I don't have my ult, which is kind of unfortunate. I had to use it early on to get the Furia pick. Just gonna go ahead and start pushing them. We did get touch already. Gonna go on their Furia here. There is one. We can maybe kill them. I gotta get touch. And it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to get this push. We're actually gonna have to die here. It's a rip. I'm not sure what really happened there. It seems like we're missing something, but no worries. Can't win them all. Gonna go ahead and get RuBBu 3. Cassie is weak. Let's see if we can poke her out here. They are getting a ton of card space for free. So I'm just going to go ahead and try and poke out the tank here and see if we can get a little more space for ourselves. I believe that was his ult. We can trade it out. Nice. That's all we really care about. My dash just did no damage there. That was kind of weird. Just going to keep running in here. Oh, I almost had my ult. Unlucky. We can reset. We're still down a few people. My Grove is just spawning. We need to group up, actually. The con is on the left there. That's something we have to look out for. I'm going to come over in here and see if I can help take this high ground away from them. Seems like we are kind of getting picked off here. That's okay. Just going to keep looking for poke. I'm going to have to stop card probably since our con's not looking to do that. He's looking to go on a flank here. We are losing our damages left and right. Not really sure what's happening. I'm gonna have to look for an ult here. Get in their backline, make some space for them. As long as our con stays mid, we should be able to clean up on some of these kills without losing too much card space. That is Furia ult. I'm gonna go ahead and charge in at her. Get some more damage on the Beyond. Gonna look for this Cassie over here. I don't think we'll be able to catch her. Yeah, she's gonna back up in time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and back up here. We want to play this last choke area.
30 seconds remaining.
Anything further up is a little risky. We want to let our dredge just kind of sit up there and spam from the high ground. It's a really safe spot for most DPS, considering the spawn doors right there. For con sits mid, we can kind of play on the right here. Look for any flanks coming out. Just poke out their Cassie.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Cassie is half. They're getting a lot of healing out. X1, we can kill him. I'm gonna go ahead, since we're up a man, I'm just gonna start diving their backline. Getting on their carries. No! Did so much HP, it was crazy. Got a lot of healing. That's okay. This mid, we might have to look to go to point a little sooner so they don't get as much cap from Barrack just sitting there. Since we have 600 credits, I am just gonna look to get Haven 2. I could have gotten a yellow card, but I would have only been able to get one first level of it. So I much prefer just getting, you know, the second level of a Haven 2. which is 14% damage reduction. So that'll stack with my Vanguard, which gives me a lot of damage reduction.
Instructions received.
I am gonna look to go left here again, see what I can do. I kind of need to pay attention to the other side of the map just to see what's really happening on the push. Last mid, I don't really know what happened. I just kind of saw my team die. Might have been my fault. Not really sure. I hear a lot of mounts. So there are damages up here. There is one back here. We're gonna go ahead and dash onto her. Go ahead and kill Ash. Ash is dead. Or not Ash, Cassie, my bad. Start looking towards their Leon back here. Just gonna keep poking her. Should be able to kill her. Nope, can't. You go ahead and shield here and then back up. That shield was to block any poke that was coming at me during my dash. Even though I have batting ram, I don't want to get booped or knocked up or anything by any Cassie projectiles. They are over here. I hear their tanks coming. Don't really want to let them touch point. We already got a pick on their bank. We've got both their tanks here. I'm just gonna go ahead and go on their deeps. I do have ult. Cause some mayhem in their back line. Nice. So yeah, our main job there, since we did have a second tank, was just to make as much like disruption in the back line, make sure their carries aren't just free firing on our tanks or our back line. We also had an Antro, which was a pretty good flanker on this map. He kind of helps. Excuse me. It helps having an Ashe kind of get back in there and make some space for the Antro, so not everyone's looking at him. Overall, not a bad game. I think we definitely did our job pretty well there. 16-4-17, top damage on our team, not bad. Overall, good game. We did our job pretty well. Ashe is definitely a very aggressive tank. I think Barrick does a little better of a job sitting on cap and getting up the cap time for your team. Ashe is much more flanky and wants to go on the back line and make some space for the rest of her team. I think our ult's extremely good at doing that too, since you can go super deep. You can use your battering ram to avoid a lot of damage, and then if you do get low or you want to stay somewhere, go ahead and just pop your flag plant. Yeah, it does a decent bit of damage too. It recently got buffed to 600 damage, which is to me is quite a lot. I like to combo that in with some of my damage in my left clicks. So like dashing at someone, left clicking, and then ulting is I believe it's 800. If you hit the projectiles full damage, it's 400. So 800, 400, and then another 600. It's definitely a big burst, especially if you can hit it. Overall, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys appreciate the commentary. Hopefully I fixed my audio and you guys should be able to hear me much better over the gameplay. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.